अस्सलाम वालेकुम नाजरीन, गुड आफ्टरनून, वेलकम टू फूड डायरीज़। मैं हूँ ज़ारनक सिधवा आपके सामने हाजिर एक और नए एपिसोड के साथ। आज आप देख रहे हैं मैं आराम से बैठी हुई हूँ इसलिए कि आज हमारे साथ एक स्पेशल गेस्ट हैं। उनका नाम है लेस्ली स्कैनलन और वो हैं यहाँ कनाडा की हाई कमिश्नर टू पाकिस्तान। ठीक है, तो उनको करते हैं वेलकम और देखते हैं आज हम उनके साथ क्या खाना बनाते हैं। Hello Leslie, how are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
Welcome to Pakistan.
Thank you.
Welcome to Food Diaries and Masala TV.
Thank you.
So you are here, you're going to do some cooking for me, I believe?
Yes, whatever you say, I'll follow your instructions.
Okay, so I'm glad you're here and we will be discussing some Canadian cuisine and we'll be doing some fusion cooking today.
Excellent.
So I've got something called Nihari Poutine. Now Nihari is a very famous Pakistani dish which involves a lot of meat and gravy.
Yes.
So what we are going to do today is combine the Canadian version of poutine and Pakistani recipe of Nihari and make a fusion recipe called Nihari Poutine.
Fantastic.
We will also be doing a nice coleslaw on the side and we will be doing Jamaican jerk chicken.
Very nice.
But also again with a twist, and that will be a Chapli Kabab version
Very good.
of the Jamaican jerk chicken. So I believe you've been here in Pakistan for a year.
I've been here just about a year, yeah.
Okay, and you must have enjoyed our cuisine.
I love it. In fact, every day I go home for lunch and I have a hot lunch and we have a Pakistani chef at the residence and the food is fantastic and I said to the chef, every day something different. So I've tried so many things and we've traveled all over the country, so I've tried food all over Pakistan.
So what is the favorite so far?
Well, you know, I wrote it down because I can't remember. You know what? My favorite ones would be Chapli Kabab and Chap Shuro.
Okay.
And of course, we love biryani because you can't help it, and Nihari, of course.
Okay.
But everything I eat, I've got to say, I've enjoyed everything I've had.
And you don't mind the spice level?
I actually like very spicy.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, yeah.
That's surprising.
Yeah, I really like it. Why is it surprising?
Because lots of people who come to Pakistan find our food very spicy and they say go a bit slow with the spice.
Okay.
So,
yeah, the chef, whenever, like, he knows I like it really spicy, so I love it.
That's great, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you cook at home? Otherwise, when you get some time, do you cook? Do you like to cook?
I do cook, and I've studied Japanese. I lived in Japan for 6 years, and I studied in Italy. I did a week of cooking in Tuscany for a week.
Lovely.
So I do like to cook a lot, but I don't know much about Pakistani cooking. But
okay. It's very simple and easy as long as you follow the technique and the exact recipe, so you'll get it.
Very good.
That's not a big deal. Tell me something about Hearts to Plate.
We had an event where we had a Canadian chef who was in Islamabad working with our Pakistani chef, because every guest that comes to the Canadian official residence has to have a Canadian experience, so they have to eat in a very Canadian way. We grow organic food in our back garden, for example, so we brought together this Canadian chef with chefs at the Serena Hotel, and we were supported by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to do a fusion event, and we made a whole menu, and our tasting panel voted on the ones they liked the best, and then Nihari Poutine came out as the absolute favorite. So it was just an opportunity to talk about how we talk about people-to-people ties between Canada and Pakistan. We were talking earlier about the fact that Karachi is a city with so many different flavors and smells and textures. Canada is a country of immigrants, and so much of our cuisine comes from somewhere else and is adapted and adjusted, and we're a winter country, but in the summer in Ottawa it goes above 30 degrees, in the winter it go down like below 20. So we have quite a variety of temperature, but having this fusion event really allowed us to explore the commonalities between our cooking and to do some nice fusion, so it was a really fun event.
So in that event, what was your favorite recipe?
I think the Nihari Poutine was very good. Yeah. But I also like I can never remember the name of the dessert, the balls for dessert, the gulab jamun, and they were in maple syrup.
Oh, wow.
And they were so good because maple syrup has such a specific flavor.
Very distinct.
It's so good, yeah.
Okay, so let's get started. Otherwise we'll keep talking and we won't be able to cook.
Excellent.
So let's get started. Okay, so we've got all our
fantastic
things arranged here, and what we'll do is we'll mix everything together. We make kebabs and we'll fry them, or you can grill them, or you can barbecue them, and then we'll serve them with this lovely refreshing coleslaw.
Nice.
Okay, with fresh ingredients. So we'll start with that. So नाज़रीन, आज हम बना रहे हैं jerk चिकन चपली कबाब। जर्क चिकन जमैकन एक इन्फ्लुएंस्ड रेसिपी है, मसाले उसके अलग से कोई नहीं है, वही सारी चीज़ें हैं जो हमारे पास होता है एक्सेप्ट मिर्चें ऑफ कोर्स द ग्रीन चिलीज आर द स्पाइसी थिंग, द स्पाइसी एलिमेंट, द इंग्रेडिएंट, which is spicier. So what I'll do is I'll just put everything together, mix it, and we'll make the kebabs.
How long have you been a chef?
I've been working with MasalaTV for the past 13 years now.
Ah, okay.
So I do this show called Food Diaries, and I always almost do a savory and a dessert.
Okay.
But surprisingly, we're not doing a dessert today. We've got other lovely recipes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do Pakistanis like to cook?
Yes.
Or do people prefer to go to restaurants, or they like to cook in their home more? They like both.
Both. Yeah. We like to cook. We like to eat. We like to party and celebrate every little occasion.
What amazes every meeting I go to, the hospitality instinct here is to give you so much food that you can't possibly eat it. And if you don't eat, everybody says, are you on a diet? Are you on a diet? And you're like, no, I literally just had lunch. I'm just not hungry. But if
we like to feed our guests a lot.
Yeah, you really get that sense that people want to.
We want them to be not hungry when they go home, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got this chicken mince, and we have to add in the onions. So far, you've been traveling in Pakistan. What is the most favorite city in terms of landscape and scenery and
Well,
beauty?
we spent 16 days in Chitral and Gilgit-Baltistan, and that was pretty gorgeous.
Yeah.
We were working with, we were doing empowerment of women and girls through sport.
Okay.
And so we were coaching ice hockey.
Oh, wow.
And we were all over the place doing that, and that was pretty great, I have to say. But it really also showed us how difficult conditions are in some communities with the lack of electricity, lack of connectivity. So it was a really amazing learning experience that had just arrived in Pakistan. But everywhere I go, I have to say, what strikes me most is the diversity of this country. Like everywhere you go, the history of this area, so many different cultures have come through here. Like especially in Chitral, where you have all the different color skin, hair, eyes, different builds. Everywhere you
could
go.
go as a Chitrali too.
Well, my son, when I presented my credentials to the president, my son wore shalwar kameez.
Oh, wow.
And his coloring, people said he could be Chitrali.
Yeah.
Because he just had the right, he had a bit of red in his hair. And so that strikes me the most, I think, is the diversity of the country.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be able to pick a favorite city, but what strikes me is everywhere we go is so different.
But the north
people
is
are
very
different.
beautiful.
The
North
north is
Pakistan,
beautiful, but being in Sindh, I loved it. Like the history, the forts, like there's so much cultural history. So I've just enjoyed every minute of it. Actually,
That's great.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Now we'll add in some spring onions. And
So how are you judging how much of each to put in? Because you're not using it all.
I'm not using it all.
Yeah. Pretty straightforward.
Straightforward. Soya sauce and spices now. So black pepper.
Yeah.
And since you like it spicy,
I do.
all of those green chilies.
Okay. This is like a test. Fire hose.
Well, you said you can
Yeah.
eat spicy, so
I
I
love
added
it.
all.
Yeah, I love
if
it.
you remove the green chilies seeds, then it's not so spicy. But we've used the small ones.
Great.
The larger ones are not spicy.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then salt. And this is all spice. I mean, all the spices roasted and ground. So it's called garam masala powder.
Oh, that's garam masala. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
That's a nice smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even I will have to see what is this.
Is it cinnamon?
No. Yeah, it is. It is. It is cinnamon. Cinnamon.
Yeah.
We are going to smell everything. That's curry powder.
Yeah.
Like salan masala, we call it salan masala here. We can add curry powder in everything. And there's chopped garlic, lots of it.
I spent 6 years in Japan, and believe it or not, whenever I smell curry powder, I think Japan. Because they
Katsu
love
curry.
their curry. Yeah, they love curry.
Katsu, yeah. Okay, and now we'll have to mix everything very well. So we've got onions and garlic, green chilies. We'll add some orange juice. We've added the soya sauce and some ground allspice. And we will add a little bit of vinegar or apple cider vinegar you can add, okay? And a little bit of orange juice. Not a lot, otherwise you won't be able to form your kebabs. And what we'll do is we'll mix this all very, very well. We'll form it into chapli kebab shape like a little patty. And then we'll fry it in oil or just grill it or bake it, whatever you prefer. But before that, we'll have to take a little break because we've come to a commercial break time. सो नाज़रीन, आप कहीं मत जाइएगा, हमारे साथ रहिए और देखते रहिए फूड डायरीज ओनली ऑन मसाला टीवी।
जर्क चिकन चपली कबाब अज्जा। चिकन लेग कीमा 1.5 किलो, कटी हरी प्याज 4 अदद, बारीक कटा लहसुन 3 चवे, बारीक कटी प्याज 1 अदद, हरी मिर्च 1 अदद, ऑरेंज जूस 1/4 कप, सोया सॉस 3 खाने के चमचे, कुकिंग ऑयल 1 खाने का चमचा, उठा गर्म मसाला 2 चाय के चमचे, एप्पल सिडर विनेगर या सफ़ेद सिरका 2 चाय के चमचे, थाइम 1 चाय का चमचा, नमक आधा चाय का चमचा, काली मिर्च आधा चाय का चमचा, करी पाउडर आधा चाय का चमचा, पिसी दालचीनी 1/4 चाय का चमचा।
वेलकम बैक जी, आप देख रहे हैं फूड डायरीज विद आवर स्पेशल गेस्ट हियर। ये हैं हाई कमिश्नर ऑफ कनाडा टू पाकिस्तान और इनके साथ आज हम बना रहे हैं फ्यूजन कुकिंग कर रहे हैं। तो मैंने आपको कहा था कि हम चपली कबाब बनाएंगे, लेकिन चपली कबाब का जो फ्लेवर है, चिकन का जो फ्लेवर है, वो जर्क चिकन का फ्लेवर है। ठीक है, जमैकन रेसिपी है, मसाले सारे वही हैं, जितना स्पाइसी आपको करना है वो आप करिएगा। नाउ व्हेन एवर वी मेक चपली कबाब्स वी ऑलवेज पुट अ टोमेटो इन इट लाइक दिस, स्टिक इट इन so that it doesn't come out and then we fry them.
Yeah.
Okay.
That surprised me.
Yeah. Okay. So I forgot to put the thyme. It happens in a live show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just sprinkle it on top.
Okay.
Okay. Later on, once it's done. Right? Okay.
No judgment.
No judgment. I'm so sorry. Okay. So we'll put some oil. Okay. So chapli kebab is traditionally made on a huge fire, on a huge pot with lots of ghee. We are using canola oil.
Fantastic. So we're being careful to monitor the cooking temperature because canola actually burns at a higher temperature than like olive oil.
Yes.
So it's, but it's really good for you.
And
that's very pretty with the tomato.
Because it's chicken, we will not overcook it, otherwise it will become hard.
Yeah.
Chicken meat should be of breast and thigh both minced, otherwise it will turn very, very hard and dry.
Right.
This one will go tomato side down. Can you just swirl the pan?
Yep.
So that... Thanks, yeah.
I'm cooking.
I finally made my guests cook. Actually, all the guests who come on our shows, be it from the consulate or an ambassador, I've always made everyone cook.
Good.
And it's just part of the show.
Exactly. Yeah.
No point standing and just watching, right?
That's right. Like I'm doing.
Well, not really.
I'm kidding. I feel like I'm at a barbecue because that looks like a barbecue hamburger from home, but it smells great. It's got a different smell, obviously.
Yeah.
Yum.
So I need to turn this one.
Yeah.
And just
So would you say that the Pakistanis like eating international food as much as they like eating Pakistani food?
yes, we do. We do enjoy all cuisines.
Yeah, yeah.
I personally like French food and Parsi food and Pakistani food. So when I go out to eat, I don't want to eat Pakistani food because I'm eating Pakistani food at home also all the time.
Yeah.
So I prefer something different.
And me, I eat Pakistani food every chance I get because I love it.
That's true. Yeah.
But I'm only here for a limited time, so.
Yeah.
Would this food be like a normal weekly kind of thing, or is it special?
Yeah. Kebabs are part of our cuisine, like dal and kebabs, or you know. I love fish kebabs also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, fish and boiled potatoes and spices.
Yum. That's nice, eh, with the tomato. Very nice.
So a quick fry or grill or barbecue or oven, anything can.
So if you barbecue it, you have to have a pan because it's pretty. It would fall apart, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And then you chill it for a while. Chill the meat for a while.
okay.
And then you can do it properly.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, obviously, it will disintegrate.
Yeah.
And in chapli kebab, to hold it, to bind it, they put fat also, lamb fat. Grind that and put it.
It's fast cooking, eh?
Yeah, chicken. It's chicken. So we've used chicken, right?
Yeah.
We're not using meat or beef, what is actually used. I think close that stove. Just close it, switch it
Yeah,
off,
okay.
please. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's done.
Okay.
It's done. We'll just press it down. And this is also very low fat mince. It's not got a lot of chicken fat in it.
Because when you're cooking it, it burns off, or?
Yeah, but we do need a little bit of fat
Yeah.
while making kebab, especially chapli kebabs.
Would Chapli kebab be different if I were having it in a different part of Pakistan?
Yes, because it's not chicken, it's beef.
Yeah.
But we're doing the Jamaican chicken version.
Okay, right.
That's why.
Right.
So I'll use another plate because this is of raw meat. We don't want any contamination. So
In Pakistan, are a lot of chefs men? Like, are there just as many women chefs as there are male chefs in Pakistan?
there are a lot of young children who are who have joined culinary schools.
Oh, yeah.
And the awareness has increased tremendously now.
Oh, that's great. Eh?
Okay, so we've done our first recipe of our show today, and we'll decorate this. We'll put some spring onion greens, and we'll put some thyme, which I forgot earlier, and we'll decorate it on our platter later on.
Okay.
We'll clean up, and then we'll come from our break and assemble our coleslaw. It's just basically pineapple and coriander, lemon juice, purple cabbage, the green cabbage, carrots, and a little bit of dressing with mayonnaise and all that. So you'll help me mix up everything.
Is that for the coleslaw?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. A very nice, refreshing taste.
It's pineapple, just for those who can't see it. I've never actually heard of that in
Yes,
coleslaw.
apple or pineapple or raisins or
Nice.
walnuts.
Great.
I add that also at times.
Excellent.
Yeah. So we'll do that, नाज़रीन. कहीं मत जाइएगा, हमारे साथ रहिए, देखते रहिए Food Diaries only on Masala TV.
कोल्स्लॉ अज्जा कटी बंद गोभी रेशा 6 कप, कटी लाल गोभी रेशा 2 कप, कद्दूकस गाजर 3 कप, मेयोनीज 3/4 कप, नींबू का रस 2 खाने के चमचे, चीनी 1 चाय का चमचा, नमक 1 चाय का चमचा, कटा हरा धनिया 1/4 कप, फ्रेश पाइनएप्पल हस्बे ज़रूरत।
जी वेलकम बैक। आप देख रहे हैं फूड डायरीज और ये स्पेशल शो आज हमारे साथ हैं लेस्ली मौजूद और वो करेंगी हमारे लिए कुकिंग। सो शी इज गोइंग टू असेंबल सम कोल्स्लॉ फॉर अस।
Ta-da.
या
Should I just go ahead and
yes
do
please.
it?
Yes,
All right,
yes,
here we
just
go.
do it. So purple cabbage डाली इन्होंने और what else? Do you speak any words of Urdu?
I do not speak Urdu.
But a few words.
I can say shukriya.
Shukriya.
I can say assalamu alaikum.
Okay.
And if I'm giving a speech, I always say things in Urdu because I think it's a sign of respect whenever I'm anywhere.
Okay.
But I didn't get a chance to study Urdu, so I feel really badly about that, but it is what it is. So, no, not really.
Okay.
But I do walk around saying tika. Whenever anyone says tika, I go tika, tika, tika. I'm not sure if the bowl might be big enough for all this.
It isn't, but we don't have a bowl.
Okay. There is no option, so
Yes.
make it work. Okay. That's what diplomats do. They do just, great things with whatever. So
That's what cooks do too.
yes.
Yes.
I love that. So I'm gonna put lots. Can
Yeah,
I put
just
all
put
that
it
in?
all. Yes,
right.
yes, put it-
Good, because that would be great. This is coriander for those who are watching.
Yeah, and cilantro.
Oh, sorry, cilantro.
Yeah,
Just depends
it
where
is.
you're from.
Yeah.
And this is a little bit of lemon juice,
Yes,
which I'm just
lemon
going to pour on.
Yes.
I'm going to put a little bit of salt, but not that much.
Do you want?
That's probably enough. And then how much sugar do you think I should put in?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
That's it. That's
Okay. And this is vinegar. Oh, no,
Yeah.
this is apple cider? Vinegar.
No, this is vinegar.
Vinegar.
Yeah.
And
Very little. Yeah.
very little. And we are lucky enough today to have pineapple for this extravaganza of coleslaw. So we're going to just put all of this.
It adds a very nice, refreshing taste. Have you never had it?
You sound like you're apologizing for it.
No, but
I'm not being critical. I've just never
no.
seen it before.
Yeah, if you add pineapple or raisins to coleslaw, it's just next level.
I have had raisins. That I have had.
And walnuts.
Yeah. I'm afraid I'm going to make a mess and spill over the bowl.
That's okay. We don't have another.
Forgive me. Believe me, my kids will tell you I'm fussy at home about tidiness, so it's not my usual. So I'll put some of this in?
Yeah.
All of it?
I think so.
Okay. Alrighty.
So you've traveled all over the world. What is your favorite cuisine?
My favorite cuisine? Oh my goodness, that's a big question. You know, I lived in Japan for 6 years, and I took, I signed up for a cooking course, but I didn't realize it was a cooking course to get girls ready for marriage. Oh, that might be easier. So there I was in this formal cooking course, kind of like, what the heck, man? Because everything was fancy, you know, like they use a square pan to make the egg for the sushi. And it's this really laborious, but I lived with a family for a year, and the mother was an amazing cook, and so we had amazing food. Home cooked every day, barbecued fish, and
lovely.
And I ate rice at every meal, and I loved it. But you know what? I love everywhere I go. I got to say, life is good. You know, I feel lucky. I really feel lucky. I feel lucky that I get to travel and get to try new things. I like all cuisines. Although I have to say, being in Japan, I didn't like some of the raw fish, and I was the fisheries officer.
Oh my God!
So that was a little brutal sometimes. But
how ironic.
Yeah. No, but even like England, the food's getting really good. They're good restaurants all over the place. I lived in France as well for 6 years.
Oh,
so
the desserts, the French desserts.
Yeah, that's right. And you're a baker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I started on MasalaTV with a chocolate show.
Chocolate show.
Yeah, I did Chocoholics.
Really?
And that was based all around chocolate.
Wow.
So yeah.
So does that
I
look
love
okay?
desserts.
Me too. I love it. Is that okay? No, it's a bit messy.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
And we'll just plate it up at the end.
Okay.
So yeah, thank you. And we'll put a little
Ta-da!
ring of pineapple.
Okay.
No. Later on when we plate it in a nice fancy way.
Oh, when we
to
decorate.
serve with
Got
our
it.
Chapli
Yes,
kebabs.
got it.
Okay. And now we've got your favorite poutine
Fantastic.
and our Nihari. Yep.
Happy.
Yum.
Very happy.
So, okay. So we've got Nihari gravy actually. We don't have the actual Nihari. See, we've got this meat as well.
I was going to say, poutine in Canada is gravy. Yeah. So there are no chunks of meat, it's just gravy.
Okay, so you can have the meat later.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. We're going to take the fries, French fries, Canadian French fries, and they need to be separated, and then a little bit of cheese, but I'll get a little spoon or something.
Okay, so we need to use cottage cheese, and this is cottage cheese which we've grated.
Oops. Yeah.
Actually, they use cheese curds.
That's right.
What about the gravy of the Nihari?
The gravy gets poured on at the end. And normally this would be served in a single serving. You wouldn't normally make it as a big dish like this.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna.
Yeah, just pick it up.
Yeah. Because when you're eating it, there'd be lots of gravy at the bottom of your.
Oh,
of your-
lovely.
yeah.
I can't wait to try this combination.
Yeah. This was very popular when we had our hearts to plate cooking event with our Pakistani and Canadian chef.
And what about the ginger and the green chilies?
Well, I'm not sure about these two things. I've never seen that put on.
But we are doing a fusion, right?
All right.
So we'll do some spicy things.
So we'll pop some chilies on
Yes,
it.
because you like spicy.
I do.
And
It's all about me.
what about the ginger?
Ginger, I guess we'll throw some of that on
Yes,
too,
because we
since
have
it
it
was
with
cut.
Nihari.
You
Yes,
know,
we
it's
have
one
it
of
with
those
Nihari.
things
Yes.
you want to waste.
And what else?
That looks nice.
That's it?
I don't see anything else to put on.
No mozzarella cheese?
I don't think
No?
you would put that on it, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay. So this is a quick and easy snack, ready with Nihari gravy and cheese curds or paneer or cottage cheese. And of course, the main base is the French fries. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll take this out. Do you want to plate it in that bowl there?
Okay.
Yeah. And then
Plating is a cooking term for making it pretty when you're serving it. I know my experience is shining through here. All right.
and with my pineapple on top.
That's right. We have a decoration and everything.
A ring of pineapple on top. What do you say?
That's pretty, eh? With the different colors of carrots and cabbage.
Fresh and healthy, except for the mayo. Well,
Yeah, but you know what? Whatever. Life is short.
that's great. Okay.
Watch. Wait for it. It's going to be gorgeous. Let's see.
On my insistence.
That's right.
Oh,
I'm gonna
lovely.
Put 2 of them just to be
thank you.
extraordinarily. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, great. That's it. What about some cherries and some walnuts? Okay. I won't.
Walnuts would be
I won't.
awesome, but it's wandering away from being coleslaw.
Okay, so what we'll do is now, because we're doing fusion cooking.
Right.
So what we'll do is we'll plate up our jerk chicken chapli kebabs, long name,
Yep.
on a platter. We'll put some thyme on it and some greens of spring onions and tomato.
We keep
And-
talking about the time.
Yeah, the time, because I forgot the time, you know. Okay, so are you going to eat the chapli kebabs with naan or on its own?
On its own.
On its own, no
On its
naan,
own.
no
naan.
bread, no pita bread.
No pita bread.
Okay.
I'm a purist when it comes to Chapli kebab.
Okay, fine. So had I known, I would have used beef fat and beef mince then. But we are doing a chicken Jamaican jerk version. So we are doing something different this time. Okay.
Excellent.
So now what we'll do is we'll clean up and we'll plate up.
Okay.
And we'll talk to you. And why don't you look in this camera and take a break? We're doing Food Diaries and we'll be back soon.
We're taking a break, but we'll welcome you back after commercials.
Nihari Poutine अज्जा गोश्त हस्बे ज़रूरत फ्रेंच फ्राइज डीप फ्राइड हस्बे ज़रूरत क्रम्बल्ड पनीर 150 ग्राम हरी मिर्च चॉप 2 अदद अदरक चॉप 2 टुकड़े
जी वेलकम बैक फ्रॉम द ब्रेक. खाना बन चुका है, हम बैठ चुके हैं यहाँ और बहुत सारी बातें हमें करनी है. सो टेल मी अबाउट द पाकिस्तानी इमिग्रेंट्स हु आर देयर. आर दे स्टिल इंटरेस्टेड इन back home?
100%. The Pakistani Canadian diaspora is super interested in what's happening in Pakistan. But what happens in many diaspora communities is the parents leave and they go to another country and they have children abroad and then the children come back. So we're meeting a lot of first generation Canadians who have come to Pakistan, which they know from visiting regularly. When we were up north, we met a young Pakistani Canadian from Toronto who came back and was playing ice hockey and having a blast. His father has a textile business in Lahore. But we meet a lot of Pakistani Canadians that have come back, not back because they were born in Canada, but they want to come and experience this country that is the country of their parents. So, but they're very interested in politics and they comment on everything that we put on Twitter and yeah.
So I believe you're very active on Twitter.
I am.
And you are following everything that is happening here. And
Well,
you're posting about food and all.
Let me just say, I'm not using Twitter so much to follow the news because that would be a losing proposition. But what I am doing is using it as a vehicle to talk about my journey in Pakistan.
Okay.
So all the food I'm trying, like I have Pakistani food every day for lunch and I tweet about it regularly and everybody who follows me is like, what? They all want to talk about what I'm eating and what I'm not eating and why am I eating that when I should be eating that. And
Okay.
so we're tracking all the people suggesting what we should be eating and we make it. Okay. And then we go back on Twitter and we say, well, we made it and it was great and we show a picture of it. So yes, I am active. I travel a lot and we take a lot of pictures, but we also do a lot of really good humanitarian work and development work in Pakistan. We've been a development donor here for over 60 years. So it's very meaningful for me to be visiting projects like a lot of the post-flood recovery, hugely important. A lot of the nutrition issues, and there are so many issues that we're involved in here. So we travel a lot, and we talk about all of that on Twitter, and our Facebook as well.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great. Okay, so are you going to try making the chapli kebabs?
Well, you know what? I'm going to taste it first. But yes, I think I will.
They're simple, no?
Yeah, it was very simple.
But it would taste better if you would marinate them for about 2-3 hours or even
Okay.
overnight in the fridge.
Okay.
And then you form them and then you place the tomato in the middle. And
So
then
you're
you form-
marinating the meat,
Yes.
and then you're when you mix it the next day, it's all the chicken is marinated.
Yes.
That's great.
That would really
And I like
enhance
that
the
it's
flavor.
chicken.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but the original ones are made in beef
Right.
or mutton
Okay.
and with a little bit of fat.
Right.
So that makes the kebabs juicy.
Right.
And they do it in huge wads of oil and ghee and fat
Okay.
on a large fire, you know.
Right.
But we've done it our way in our studio and I hope you like it.
I hope so. But I wanted to ask you, you've obviously been doing cooking on TV now for 13 years. What brought you to there? Because you could be working in so many areas of culinary arts.
I was working in a bank for many years.
Okay.
And then I just switched my profession and career when I had children and they were very small. So I started catering from home.
I see.
And then MasalaTV offered me a job here. So I came and worked on MasalaTV. I did a show called Chocoholics, which was
Yeah.
based around chocolate. And then I got this show called Food Diaries and I've been doing it for the past 13 years now.
That's awesome.
And I've done many other shows, recorded shows, you know, travel shows, thematic shows, but yeah.
And do people recognize? They must recognize you
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you're out and about because you're
Yeah.
probably well known. So
Yeah.
that's kind of neat, eh?
Yeah.
Do people ever give you criticism about what they
Yes,
think
they
was
do.
a bad idea?
Yeah,
or-
they do, yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of it.
And do you always eat whatever you make? Do you eat it after?
We do taste it, yes.
Yeah. I think that would be challenging to be in the business because you'd be wanting to eat everything all the time.
Well, we don't want to eat everything all the time. We'd be very fat then. But we do like to taste. And of course, when it's a dessert or a cookie or a cake, I do love to try it because I have a big sweet tooth.
Do you still do lots of cooking with chocolate?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
And obviously prices are suffering these days. The economy is suffering a little bit. Yeah. So are you able to get the kind of chocolate that you like to cook with?
We've got good quality chocolate here. We've got,
very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes, it's imported, but we do get everything here now. When I initially started about 20 years ago, there was not much available, but we've got a lot of items here. Which
I have to say, there's nothing that I can't get that I want to use for cooking or for eating at home. The fresh vegetables, and what's nice here, the seasonality of the vegetables and fruit.
The fruit, yes.
That's so important.
Like mango season is ended, and I'm so sad.
Exactly. Yeah, you want to eat what's in season, and when you've got so many mangoes, you want to freeze it to make all kinds of things for future.
But it does not freeze well.
I use it in smoothies and things. So but it does freeze in chunks, and you can use it for coulis if you're making desserts.
Yeah, but if you're doing ice creams and all, I don't think that would be a good idea. I've not used frozen mango in ice creams and desserts.
I only use it for smoothies. It's only when I had too many mangoes to eat fresh that you don't want to throw it away, so you cut it up and freeze it. Yeah. But I do a lot. I make a lot every weekend. I make muffins, and I always put in fresh like blueberries and whatever's in season, like in mango season, tons of mangoes in my muffins. So I love all the fresh, whatever the season is. I throw that in whatever I'm cooking.
Like strawberries has a very small season, very short season.
Very short. But when I got here, then we were coming out of orange season. Oh, and the oranges are so good.
Very delicious.
And the colors are beautiful of the oranges. Is it Taxila, a place where oranges come from?
We've got Mosambi, we've got Narangi, we've got Fruiter, we've got little mandarins, you know, we've got lots of them.
Same as the mango. We did
lots of varieties.
We did a little video on mangoes. I had no idea how many mango varieties there are, but the mangoes,
I don't think I've eaten all.
They're fantastic, eh? But in savory as well, like something like a papaya salad, but using a mango.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, I love it.
Chicken with mango.
Yeah, that's great.
We could talk about food all day.
I think so.
But our show has to end too.
It does.
So okay. So what we'll do is we'll take a little short break.
Okay.
And we'll come back and we'll chit chat with you more.
Fantastic.
जर्क चिकन चपली कबाब अज्जा चिकन लेग कीमा 1.5 किलो, कटी हरी प्याज 4 अदद, बारीक कटा लहसुन 3 चवे, बारीक कटी प्याज 1 अदद, हरी मिर्च 1 अदद, ऑरेंज जूस 1/4 कप, सोया सॉस 3 खाने के चमचे, कुकिंग ऑयल 1 खाने का चमचा, टूटा गर्म मसाला 2 चाय के चमचे, एप्पल साइडर विनेगर या सफ़ेद सिरका 2 चाय के चमचे, थाइम 1 चाय का चमचा, नमक आधा चाय का चमचा, काली मिर्च आधा चाय का चमचा, करी पाउडर आधा चाय का चमचा, इसी दालचीनी 1/4 चाय का चमचा। तरकीब: एक बड़े बर्तन में चिकन डाल के दालचीनी और तमाम मसालों को मिक्स करें। कीमे को चपली कबाब की तरह शेप देकर पैटीज बना लें। एक पैन में गरम तेल में जर्क चपली कबाब पकाएं और प्लेट में निकाल लें। फिर फ्रेश पाइनएप्पल के चंद टुकड़े एक साइड पर रख दें। एक साइड पर एक बड़ा चमचा कोल्सलॉ रखें। फिर चंद ताज़ा पकी नान के साथ सर्व कर दें। कोल्सलॉ अज्जा: कटी बंद गोभी रेशा 6 कप, कटी लाल गोभी रेशा 2 कप, कद्दूकश गाजर 3 कप, मेयोनीज 3/4 कप, नींबू का रस 2 खाने के चमचे, चीनी 1 चाय का चमचा, नमक 1 चाय का चमचा, कटा हरा धनिया 1/4 कप, फ्रेश पाइनएप्पल हस्बे ज़रूरत। तरकीब: मेयोनीज, नींबू का रस, चीनी और नमक मिक्स करें। एक बड़े बर्तन में कटी बंद गोभी, कटी लाल गोभी और गाजर टोस्ट करें। अब मेयोनीज ड्रेसिंग शामिल करके अच्छी तरह मिक्स करें। फिर कटा हरा धनिया डाल के टोस्ट कर लें। कोल्सलॉ तैयार है। निहारी पोटेन अज्जा: गोश्त हस्बे ज़रूरत, फ्रेंच फ्राइज डीप फ्राइड हस्बे ज़रूरत, क्रम्बल्ड पनीर 150 ग्राम, हरी मिर्च चॉप 2 अदद, अदरक चॉप 2 टुकड़े। तरकीब: गोश्त को हड्डी से उतार कर रेशे करें। फ्रेंच फ्राइज बनाकर एक प्याले में रखें। ऊपर गोश्त के रेशे डालें। फिर इन पर कुछ निहारी सॉस डाल दें। अब पनीर छिड़कें। आखिर में कटी हरी मिर्च और अदरक के साथ गार्निश कर लें।
जी, वेलकम बैक फ्रॉम द ब्रेक। आप देख रहे हैं फूड डायरीज का ये स्पेशल शो। हमारी स्पेशल गेस्ट हैं यहाँ, और ये खाना हमने बनाया है जो फ्यूजन है कनेडियन एंड पाकिस्तानी क्विजीन का, Or is there anything else that we wanted to talk about food sustainability?
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a challenge here. There's food security issues in Pakistan with the flooding and some of the climate change issues. For our part, we want to reduce our footprint. It's a very serious issue for Canada, climate change mitigation, and obviously focusing on the environment. So what we do here at the Canadian High Commission in Islamabad, we have a property where we grow our own vegetables and all kinds of fruit trees.
Okay.
And it's organic, and we're going to be doubling our capacity and growing more, because whenever I have any guests that I am hosting on behalf of the Government of Canada, I want them to eat the most healthy food possible. And obviously it's a Canadian menu, but I also want them to eat organic food off our property, because the closer to the source, the better the quality of the food and the better it is for you.
So what do you actually make when somebody comes, a Pakistani comes for dinner, for example? What do you make? What is the Canadian dishes you make?
Well, I think I like to focus a lot on fish, because salmon is a very, very popular food item in Canada. And we use a lot of like grilled cauliflower or always have steamed vegetables. I like a lot of rice, a lot of vegetables. I'm not a big sauce person, and I don't think Canadian cooking would eat a lot of sauce, but obviously beef is a big Canadian staple, but I don't serve beef a lot here. I focus a lot more on fish or vegetarian food. But we do a lot of salads as well, or chickpeas, or a lot of just...
And what about dessert?
I don't serve dessert generally at noon ever. I only serve fruit salads. But in the evening, if I were to have a dessert, it could be anything. But obviously during mango season, it was mango cheesecake. But I always serve a variety of cookies that use natural ingredients. And when I make muffins every weekend that uses like oat bran and all kinds of natural ingredients. But when we put out a plate of cookies, they're homemade and they use organic and natural ingredients. So that's a nice thing to have with your cup of coffee kind of thing.
That's great. Thank you so much for taking out the time.
Thank you.
Coming on my show and honoring us on Masala TV. This is just something small for you.
Thank you very much. The honor was mine. Thank you so much for having me.
Coming.
Thank you.
And this is a little gift.
Oh boy, thank you.
From Masala TV.
Oh,
we just turned 17, so this is for you.
Some hum towels, that's awesome.
Oh yes, you've got a book as well, a cookbook and some towels as well.
Thank you.
Anything else you would like to talk about before we leave?
I want to ask your viewers, because we travel so much, I'm always looking for advice. So if you follow me or our accounts at Canada in Pakistan, I'd like to know about restaurant suggestions and what kind of food we should be trying in Pakistan.
Oh, great. I have a long list of that then. Okay, thank you once again.
Thank you so much.
And इसी के साथ we'll end our show. बहुत शुक्रिया आप लोगों ने भी देखा. और इसी तरह आप देखते रहिए हमारा शो 3 से 4 हफ्ता इतवार में आपके साथ लाइव हूँ और ये फिर रिपीट में भी ज़रूर शो देखिएगा रेसिपीज़ भी ज़रूर ट्राई करिएगा दीजिए मुझे और मैम को इजाज़त अल्लाह हाफिज़
शुक्रिया
Add some masala to your life.